What's up, guys? With the TJK Network here. We arrived at the game a little late. We apologize for that. We had a little emergency, but we're here now. And to recap what happened earlier in our first half, Pequannock has scored 4 goals on Boonton already. But we're here now, so we're gonna continue off the game. We've only missed half the first half of the game around, so we're gonna try to get as much as you can. Kaylee Bunsen to Riley DeCumber. Out the center. Boonton gets on it. They'll enter with DeCumber getting to the ball, but going out. Pequannock's balls, they'll bring it back in. Try a little, pass it to Johnson. And now Megan Campos. Out to center. And that ball makes its way to Alexandra Ortega. And now a center going through. Shayla Osmansky. Open spot for Riley Chomko. And goalkeeper for Boonton. Is able to get to that as Pequannock brings it back in. DeCumber turns it over to Wyckoff. Ball trickles its way to center. Around. And Olivia Bono able to move it more to center. Currently Schauler Little on it. And Zoe Wisner, starting goalkeeper also for the Panthers, with 6 shutouts, 1 goal against in her 7 wins. Picks that up. She will bring it to center. And Boonton trying to push here as it goes out. Sturbaldo. Ortega about to win at center. Ortega's able to take that ball. Ortega brings it in more. Still in bounds. And that ball just makes its way out of bounds. Pequannock scores another goal on that. Apologies, I had to take a phone call. Because of what happened earlier that made me miss part of this game. I don't want to get into it. But not having a great start to my day. Apologize if I sound a little down in the stream. But looking forward to later in the day where we're going to be recording the homecoming dance, which will be at 7. as one of Boonton's players is down on the field. Clock will stop at 17:02. Number 4, Addison Schallenberger is the one that's down right now for Boonton. She tried getting up, but I believe she just got sat back down to tie her shoe. So I believe she's fine. Clock is running. So we're back in this game now. And Boonton in Pequannock zone. Rachel Cunningham to bring it out. Boonton's able to push it back in. And Shayla Osmansky to bring it out. And Boonton will kick that out of bounds. That being Katie Jakimis. Ball brought back into play. Caitlin Ziegler. And the bad ball makes its way out to center with Emily Ziegler on it. Trying to get it, and then she goes out of bounds. Mia Tacumber tries to bring it out, but Boonton's able to keep it in. Pequannock gets to the ball, though. Up high in the air. It will make its way back to center. And it'll go out of bounds. Boonton to bring it back in. Out at center is Dimitroska trying to get Erida Zekwa the ball as it goes out, and Riley Tacumber to bring it back in. Riley Tacumber on it. And she'll pass to Caitlin Ziegler. And it'll make its way to the net. And it will go out of bounds with the starting goalkeeper for Boonton, Lacey T-Warbeck. Not able to grab that ball as Pequannock kicked it out, but Boonton kicks that, or tries to kick it to center, but that ball makes its way back to T-Warbeck. Lock that ball went off of, as Gianna DeSimone was able to keep that in, but Boonton's able to get that ball at the center. And Blakely, well, kicked that out of bounds. We're trying to reach to it. Locke making a move. Passes it to Caitlin Ziegler. Ball's still in bounds. And it's brought back into Boonton zone as it will go out of bounds. Boonton to try to bring it back in play, but it will make its way out of bounds again. And Pequannock to bring that back in. Dimitroska, who battled for it, passed it to DeSimone and then to Tecumber. Tecumber on it, given to Locke. And that ball will make its way out of bounds in Boonton side of the field. There's an extra ball put on the field. And that ball makes its way out of bounds. Kick at the center. And Boonton entering Charlotte Light. And it's stolen by the Panthers as they'll try to kick it out, but it's blocked and kept in. Ball makes its way out of bounds, but it is Pequannock's ball with Riley Tecumber, who was gonna bring it back in, but Kaylee Bunsen looks like will be bringing the ball back in. Brought back in. Boone's able to get a hold of it. Megan Campos tried to bring it in. Not able to. At center. And the goalkeeper, Lacey Tawarbeck, who kicked it. At center now. Riley Chomko with it. Emily Ziegler, who had it. Boonton is able to pick that off and get it. And that ball makes its way out of bounds. Brought up in the air by Blakely. Off the head of Riley Tecumber. And Riley Chomko tried to get to that. And now Boonton entering the offensive zone. Picked off by the Panthers. Martino. And that ball makes its way out of bounds with Tawarbeck, who grabbed it. And of course, someone else instead of the goalkeeper for Boonton will be kicking. And that ball will make its way to Tawarbeck. And that ball makes its way out of bounds again. Six minutes and 30 left in our first half. And here's the corner kick. And nearly off the head of the Panthers towards the net, but makes its way the other direction. And we'll have no goal. Up high in the air. Lock to bring it in more. And Tawarbeck to get the ball as it evaded towards her. 5 minutes left in our first half. At center. With Boonton on it, they'll enter. Lock. And it will go into Boonton's zone with no one there as it will go out of bounds. And Blakely will take it to Wisner as she'll bring it to Locke. And Locke will take it to center. Now Caitlin Ziegler. Now Victoria Locke. And now enter for Clock zone is Martino. Martino brings it towards the net. And the goalkeeper couldn't get to that. Tawarbeck. But that ball does not make it in the net. Riley Chumka battling with it. And Boonton's able to attempt to get out. Will be for Clonk's fall though. And Kaylee Bunsen to bring it back into play. Kaylin Ziegler try to bring it more towards the net, but Boonton's able to get it out to center. Kuna. Now to Blakely. Kaylee Bunsen. Off of Riley Chomko, makes its way to McMahon. Now Caitlin Ziegler. Caitlin Ziegler brings it to the net, and it's just wide right side. And off a couple of heads. And Pequannock will score on that. It will make its way to the net. And now it's 6-0 Panthers. That was off the corner kick. It bounces its way over off a couple heads and trickles its way in the net as Lacey Tawarbeck was unable to get that ball. As our play continues here. Kaylee Bunsen to bring it back into play. At center is Riley Chomko who to kick it in. Tawarbeck gets the ball. And now Riley Chomko to bring it back into Boonton zone. Kaylin Ziegler to Samantha Kuna. Now to Locke. Locke will bring it back out to center. Emily Ziegler brings it all the way back to Zoe Wisner. 30 seconds left. Kuna. And that ball makes its way out of bounds with 5 seconds left on the clock. Great first half by the Panthers. So I did miss a little bit of the first half, but I'm glad that I was able to make this game still despite the emergency. But Pequannock shows domination in the first half, and it will be 6-0 Panthers. And we'll be back after this quick 10-minute intermission. So don't leave the stream. We'll be back momentarily. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back after our intermission. Getting ready for our second half. Pequannock leading by 6 goals. 6-0 is your score. Here we go, getting ready for our second kickoff. And here we go. And Panthers will take it out of their own zone, that being Caitlin Ziegler. Bringing it back in is Megan Campos, who gets it taken by Blakely at center. That was Ortega who played it, but it will go out of bounds. And ball's on Pequannock's side. And out of bounds. And Boonton trying to push. That ball goes out of play. And it's brought back in at center. With Emily Ziegler on it. Now to Simone. Back to Emily Ziegler. And she'll lose control of the ball as it will go out. And Boonton will kick it out. And it'll go out of bounds again. At center. Kuna to bring it in, but Megan Campos to bring it out. Blakely takes that back to Cunha, who slipped on that and was not able to connect that pass. Osmansky, who fell down trying to get that ball. Ortega brings that towards the net, and it goes out of bounds. Brought back into play, and it goes out of bounds again, so it'll be Pequannock's ball. Brought in to Simone. And McMahon to bring that back in. At the corner, Emily Ziegler. And then Caitlin Ziegler to bring it towards the net. Boonton not able to kick it out. And the goalkeeper to Warbeck, who brought it out the center. Rachel Cunningham passes it to McMahon. Alright. And Boonton going for the kick to bring it out. And Boonton trying to make some moves there. As I'll bring it out the center. Kuna to Ziegler. Osmansky. And it makes its way out to center. Boonton to bring it back in. And that ball will make its way to Zoe Wisner, and she'll pass it over. Pequannock's able to get it out. To Simone to Ortega, but it's offside. Boonton on it right now. We'll try to enter Pequannock's half of the field. Ball makes it into Pequannock zone with Emily Ziegler. Trying to make it to it. And it goes out of bounds. Excuse me, I meant to say Boonton zone. Brought back in. And we kicked out with Van Letten on it. Makes its way out. Inside Pequannock zone. Boonton on it. That being Schallenberger. And it makes its way out of bounds. Brought back in by Megan Campos. Ashley Supensky. Saplicki. Who had that, but a shot from Ortega is stopped by Tawarbeck. And ball's brought back in. And goes out of bounds again. Megan Campos to bring it back into the game. And on the move, Ortega to Disimoni. Brings it to the net. And it's stopped by Tawarbeck. Disimoni battling with Saplicki. Ball makes its way to Megan Campos. At center. Boone makes its way in. And that shot goes wide left side. And of course, Spoon going for the corner kick. And Pequannock is able to bring it off the head away from the net. Ortega brings out the center boot and kicks it out of bounds. Pequannock's ball. Ball brought back into play. A nice slide from Rachel Cunningham. And Pequannock trying to get it, and it goes into their zone with Zoe Wisner to grab that ball. Kicked out to center. Down for it. Ortega on it. Ortega with a nice move. Ortega brings it to Rachel Cunningham. Shot. And just tipped off of Tawarbeck's hand to keep it from going in the net. And Osmansky with the corner shot. And Pequannock gets it on the rebound, but I don't think it will be a goal. Pequannock on the rebound hit the goalkeeper to Warbeck. And now she's down. It will count as a goal. And now it's 7-0. Resetting our score of a clock to 24:53. And Boone with the ball. Conk able to kick it a little out, but that ball makes its way to Ortega, and she accidentally trips one of the Boonton players. And we have another Boonton player injured on the field, or down on the field, I should say. That being number 10, Shower Little. But she was able to get up, but it's going to be a penalty kick front at the net for Boonton. Here's a shot. And it's a Boonton goal. And since I believe the game against earlier, Pequannock will give up a goal. So Pequannock's shutout streak unfortunately comes to an end. And another Boonton player on the ground. That being Megan Campos. And we're going to replay Boonton's goal for you guys on the PK. It went up high, where Zoe Wisner was not able to do anything. Ball makes its way to Boonton's zone with Tecumber on it. And Boonton's able to get it out to center. With Van Letten on it. Van Letten brings it in. And it makes its way to Warbeck. Alexandra Ortega on it, and another Boonton player is down. It's actually the same one from last time, Megan Campos, number 3. And Megan Campos is able to get it up. I actually do know her. I went to middle school with her because I don't live in Pequannock. I live in Lincoln Park, and I applied to an academy, and that's how I'm in Pequannock. If I didn't apply, I would have been at Boonton High School. It's kind of crazy too, when we play against them, I see a bunch of former students that I went to middle school with, which is kind of cool. Mia Tecumber to Van Letten. Out center with Riley Chomko to bring it into Boonton's zone. Ashley Suplicki. Stolen by Riley Chomko. And on the rush was Martino. Martino from the corner. And it goes out of bounds. Ball brought back into play, and it's taken out by Shower Little. Van Letten. Bring it out of bounds. It went off the top of the fence, nearly went out of the field. Van Letten bringing it in to Riley Chomko. It's offside. Out to center. Off the head of Shayla Osmanski. Boonton's ball, Ashley Suplicki to bring it in. Mia DeCumber to bring it back in.
Now push up. There you go. Stick with it. Send it. There you go. Get it from her.
Boonton still trying to find a way to connect with the Pequannock defense. Was able to get it out. And Pequannock's on a breakaway. Riley Chomko. Chomko on a shot. Saved by Tawarbeck. And that ball makes its way out. Brought back in, Shayla Osmanski. As Vega Campos will fall down from Shayla's fake on the play. Ashley Suplicki try to get out of Boonton's side of the field, but went out of bounds. But it is Boonton's ball. And throwing it back in was Visoli. And brought out. At center still. Ortega on it. And Blakely to Osmanski. Ortega.
Get it, Brooke.
Now to Riley DeCumber. Blakely making it her way to that ball. And she kicks it out towards center. Shayla Osmanski. Pequannock on a partial breakaway. And they'll shoot it wide right side.
Way offside. Advantage.
Brought out and off the head of Emily Ziegler. Ball goes out of bounds again. Ball brought back in. And Van Letten kicks it. And it goes off the face of Alla. And Canvas to bring it back in. Running Cunningham. On the rush is Dissimoni, who almost got that goal, but Tawarbeck was not able to get to that, but Pequannock gets it on the rebound, making it 8-0. Tawarbeck was far out of her net. I believe it did go off her hand though, but it still was able to make its way past her.
Go, Riley. Go, kid. Nice. Great play. All right, take it. Let's go. Let's go. Get it. Backward.
At center. Pequannock is able to enter Boonton zone. Ortega on it. Ortega to Emily Ziegler. And she tries to connect it to, I believe, Dissimoni. And that will make its way wide right side, as they were not able to connect on that. Riley Chomko passes it to Caitlin Ziegler. Now Rachel Cunningham. Riley DeCumber.
Take it and go. Quick.
At center. Emily Ziegler.
Send it all the way.
And it's taken by Shower Little. And that shot makes its way into the net. It's another Boonton goal. Shower Little makes it 8-2. This is the first time Pequannock has given up more than one goal in a game where they haven't gotten a shutout. Dissimoni with the shot. And it makes its way into the net. Now it's 9-2. As the Panthers respond with another goal after Boonton scores their second. Riley DeCumber. You try to give it to Blakely, but it goes out of bounds. Kicked out the center. Shayla Osmansky on it. Pequannock offsides. Up high in the air. Off the head of Visoli. Makes its way to Schauler Little. Riley Chomko now with it. And Martino tried to rush for that. She's able to get to it. Chomko now. Riley Chomko to Riley DeCumber. Back to Chomko. Up high. And DeCumber to bring it over. Off the head of Martino. Off the head of Chomko. She'll bring it up high. Ball makes its way out of bounds. And Mia DeCumber on it right now. Up high. Rushing for it being Caitlin Ziegler.
Okay. Wow, finally. Hockey check.
And it's in Pequannock zone right now, the ball. Pequannock trying to get out, and that ball does make its way out with Pequannock on it.
Shot. There you go.
Ball makes its way to Zoe Wisner. She'll hold on. Pequannock on the rush. Martino. And it'll go out of bounds as it'll go from the side to the behind the net. And here's a corner kick for the Panthers. Out to center. Riley DeCumber. Now to Locke. Brought back in. Mia DeCumber. To Riley DeCumber.
Beautiful.
Now Emily Ziegler. Emily Ziegler. Ball makes its way all the way to Boonton zone as they'll go out. Brought back in.
Good kick. That's it. Come on.
Riley DeCumber. Keeps it in. Locke. Brings it to Riley Chomko. She'll keep it in play. Riley Chomko. To Locke. To Caitlin Ziegler. Will shoot it towards the net. And it's another Pequannock goal. Caitlin Ziegler makes it 10-2. Pequannock leads by 8. Emily Ziegler, excuse me, to Caitlin Ziegler. Center, Riley Chomko brings it up high.
There.
Locke.
Go.
Riley DeCumber.
There you go, Riley.
It's Boonton's ball. 1:55 remaining on the clock.
Forward.
Locke. Gets it stolen. Center, Addie Van Letten. And Pequannock tries to pass it to Riley Chomko. And she keeps it in play. Riley Chomko gets tripped on that play. At center was Ziegler.
Go get it. Go get it. Uh-oh.
35 seconds in the game. And that ball makes its way to Zoe Wisner. She'll hold on. most likely gonna let the clock run. And she will kick it with 5 seconds to go. And Pequannock wins, dominant. 10-2. Unfortunately, Pequannock's shutout streak comes to an end, and they also give up 2 goals in this game, but still. Pequannock will still not have a loss recorded on their record. So Pequannock goes up from 7-0-0 to 8-0-0. And Boonton continues to struggle here, going down, tanking down from 1-7-0 to 1-8-0. So great performance by Pequannock. Still a very dominant 8-goal win. And I'll conclude today's match. My name is Tyler Kazazak with the TJK Network. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Once again, I apologize for starting a little late due to a little emergency that we had. But I was still able to cover pretty much the majority of the game and get this one on camera for you guys. So we'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.